Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am the Maize Madman. Before we get started, hit the like and subscribe button for me and the notification bell so you're aware every time I upload a video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the aftermath of Justin Scott's decision, plus Aaron Scott's upcoming decision, apparently July 31st, and Jordan Shipp making his commitment decision on the 16th of this month. All that, and of course, I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully, but disrespectfully, it's disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans, poor little bro them. And I'ma tell them why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, the other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset. And I'm gonna tell them why I'm mad. I'm upset, man. We lost out on 5-star defensive lineman Justin Scott out of St. Ignatius in Chicago, Illinois. Scott ended up choosing the Buckeyes in a shocking twist at the end there on July 2nd. And I think what hurt the most, it wasn't that he just chose the Buckeyes, right? Because that would have sucked anyway. But what hurt the most is what he said after his commitment, saying he contacted, and Hayes Fawcett basically corroborating what was said, that the decision was made during his Michigan visit that he was going to commit to the Wolverines ultimately. And that was scheduled. He told Hayes Fawcett July 2nd, get the the flyer ready, get the artwork ready, the edit, have that ready for July 2nd. The Wolverines about to get another 5-star defensive lineman. Going back, of course, Rashawn Gary, the last 5-star defensive lineman that Michigan was able to pull. Rashawn, of course, out of New Jersey. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Justin Scott told Hayes Fawcett, get the edit ready. I'm committing to the Wolverines. Obviously, he goes on his official visit to the Buckeyes. He was still, according to Justin Scott, he and his family were still hell-bent on committing to the Wolverines until late in that visit, when Larry Johnson, the defensive line coach for the Buckeyes, sat down with he and his family, and I guess laid out something that it was an offer he couldn't refuse, and he chose the other state over Michigan. So this, and I know Michigan fans, myself included, we've been spoiled really this recruiting in the 2024 class, because we've really been getting what we wanted until recently, right? There was nothing. We were getting all the guys we thought we were going to get, guys that, may have even, there been some question about. I know there was some butt clenching moments with like Brady Prieskorn, for instance. But he ultimately chose the Wolverines. Even Jaden Davis had us down to the wire, ultimately choosing the Wolverines. So we had a lot of moments where we were getting wins, right? We were getting wins on the recruiting trail, and then moments where we were getting surprises, like the Jordan Marshall commitment when he committed. Not to say that it was a surprise that he committed to the Wolverines, but he did that kind of early, kind of locked his spot up. And that was a surprise for me, at least. That was shocking for me, and I'm sure other Wolverine fans as well. But recently, and I think, again, I go back to the day of Boo Carter committing to Tennessee, that one didn't hurt me personally as much, because I knew that was a battle between Tennessee and the Wolverines, and so I kind of went into that one thinking it was a coin flip situation. Apparently, Tennessee had the lead the whole time, which, again, isn't shocking. He's an in-state recruit. They've been recruiting pretty well. It makes sense, right? He can be a star on that defense that was close to nothing last year, so there's that. Then, and play early, by the way. That's a big deal for a lot of these guys, is playing early. But the shocker really came with Aaron Childs, and I feel like that started a domino effect of Michigan L's, if you will, on the recruiting trail, including Darian Mayo. The list goes on. We go Michael Uini, who I feel like was using Michigan more as a smokescreen than anything else. But either way, we lost on that. Then there's Bennett Warren, who we haven't lost, and I'll actually speak about in a second here. And it looks like Michigan is right back in the thick of things there. But after his Texas A&M visit, it looked like Michigan was, at least second, and then Tennessee visit, and then it became a Tennessee versus Texas A&M thing, with Michigan looking in from the outside. But this Justin Scott one really hurt, because coming down to that date of his commitment, the rumors were swirling about Notre Dame or Michigan, and even some Notre Dame people were thinking, oh, it's Michigan. So that one really hurt in the end, to hear what he had to say after his commitment. But I digress. We move on, right? Moving on to the next segment. I spoke about both these topics, the Justin Scott topic and Michigan landing 4-star edge rusher Elias Rudolph on the live show this past Wednesday. But just to reiterate, all isn't lost for Michigan, right? They did pick up another recruit in Elias Rudolph, 4-star, originally from the state of Ohio, moved to Florida, has now moved back to Ohio. So that's a big win. And again, a win over the other state, no matter how they try to downplay that. So that's a big win for Michigan. So I don't want to bypass that without giving it its proper heat, right? And Elias Rudolph, I think, will be a dominant player for Michigan for a long time. He's already talked about his plans to get in with Ben Herbert in that, Michigan weightlifting program, that strength and conditioning program, and it should pay off major dividends for Elias, because he's got a great frame, just need to add the proper muscle and gains there, if you will, to be the explosive player that he wants to be on the edge there. So gotta mention that. Moving on though, Michigan is in the running for 4-star wide receiver out of Providence Day School in Charlotte, North Carolina, Jordan Shipp. He has 2 teammates already committed to the Wolverines, and Jaden Davis, the 5-star quarterback, or 4-star quarterback now. However, I'm still going to say 5-star quarterback out of Providence Day School, and his 4-star teammate, another wide receiver, Channing Goodwin, both of whom have already committed to the Wolverines in the 2024 class. The thing, though, according to Sam Webb, I got to give Sam Webb his credit here, who does a phenomenal job for TMI. According to Sam Webb, Jordan Shipp took his official visit to UNC, and apparently they did a great job of recruiting him. And now it could be a tug of war between the Tar Heels and the Wolverines. Sam Webb is still keeping his crystal ball in for Jordan Shipp. That's obviously noteworthy. He did lower the confidence level, but the crystal ball is still in Michigan's favor. We'll see what happens. He is due to commit on the 16th. We'll be paying close attention to that one. We may do another live, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Moving on, before we move on, actually, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. We do multiple videos per week. I haven't been on my game like I should, but I will be, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Moving on though, in what could be the biggest recruitment battle for Michigan this in the 2024 class, because it is the only major one that's undecided between Michigan and the other state. Aaron Scott is set to make his college decision on July 30th. I think I said the 31st in the intro. It is actually the 30th from everything that I understand and know. That is going to be major. Sam Webb also reporting on this, saying that Michigan staff believe they are right in the thick of things with the other state Oregon is somewhere in there too, but I really believe it is a showdown between the Buckeyes and the Wolverines. But who knows? We thought Justin Scott was a showdown between the Irish and the Wolverines, and then the other state swoops in. So it could come down to those schools. I think right now that is the consensus. It is the Wolverines and the Buckeyes, and the Wolverine staff feels confident in what they have laid out for Aaron Scott. Sam Webb made a point to point out the defensive schemes and how positively Aaron Scott reacted to Michigan's defensive scheme, and how he had questions about the other states' defensive schemes, who apparently answered his questions during his official visit. So you got to credit them for that. However, Michigan is a proven defensive has proven in the defensive backfield over the last few years, while the other state obviously has some questions at the very least in that defensive backfield going forward. But again, this is a major battle. We'll see how it turns out for the Wolverines. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm also on Threads now, at Maize Madman, everywhere. Threads, of course, Facebook's version of Twitter. So I don't know, maybe we get that Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg MMA match, although I would highly recommend Elon does not do that, because apparently Mark Zuckerberg is legit in the octagon. So maybe not. If you're Elon, pay attention. But anyway, follow me everywhere at Maize Madman. I'll be live next Wednesday, but there will be more videos coming in the in-between. And until next time, stay angry, my friends. I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go through the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. Son. I just don't get that all that mace and that lock and all that puff. I just don't get it, son, for real.
Just calm
and how the